show on ONN TV. How are you, Jacob?
Doing pretty good. You know what? We got a very, very, very busy schedule of sports to talk about.
Yes, we do.
But unfortunately, we got to start off with some sad news.
Absolutely. So I'm sure everybody knows by now that Walter Gretzky passed away at the age of 82 last evening, and Wayne Gretzky had confirmed that through a social media platform. We just wanted to start the show to recognize Walter and the efforts and the passion that he put toward the sport of hockey, and not just in the national spectrum. We're talking about minor hockey leagues in Brantford and around the area. I do want to share a story about Walter. I did have the opportunity to work in Brantford, Ontario for a domestic violence shelter. And at that shelter, there were children there. And Walter used to come by and drop off donations all the time, both monetary and products for the children and for the women. To highlight that, they lived in their family home as well. I think Wayne Gretzky had a few zeros in his bank account that he shared, that I'm positive he shared with his family. But just to prove the type of blue-collared family that we are discussing here, they stayed in their town, their home that they raised their children in Brantford, Ontario. And again, Walter would offer up his services at this domestic violence shelter in Brantford to help distribute toys to the kids at Christmas and stuff. So it was just that story that I wanted to share, but I know you know some of the particulars about his passing as well. So
yeah, it was one of those things. I think the entire hockey world and the whole country felt very saddened by it. James Duffy from TSN put it perfectly, saying that Walter Gretzky was the hockey dad of Canada.
Yeah, okay.
He was just someone who everyone looked up to, who he made a huge difference in the hockey world, and not just to players, but you'd even hear so many stories the way he would talk to parents at the games. And they were talking to Jeff O'Neill, and Jeff O'Neill asked him one day, when do you leave the arena? And he said, when they kick me out and the lights go out.
Oh man, that just is so sweet, eh? I read another story that he was at a minor hockey, I believe it was in Brantford. He was at a game, and he took the kids. The kids were down because they lost, and he took them to his house to show them the paraphernalia that he had for his son Wayne. I mean, you don't get any more salt of the earth than that.
No, you really couldn't ask for a better man.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to take the time to acknowledge the Gretzky family and everybody else associated with this loss. Incredibly, it is such a sad day for the hockey world, both professional and minor sports, and at the junior level as well. So let's move on a little bit, Mr. Mann. Let's talk about this Calgary Flames coach getting the axe.
So funny enough, Craig and I were talking about this yesterday. Craig Huckabee, not our sports expert. I'm the sports expert. Our weather expert. And I was saying to him, I'm really surprised Calgary hasn't fired Jeff Ward yet.
It's like they listened to you.
And then I swear they have the place bugged, because the next thing we know, Jeff Ward gets the axe.
Yeah.
But what I'm surprised about, Daryl Sutter.
Yeah.
It's their new coach. I'm sure you remember Dale Sutter was their GM back in 2010.
I do.
Coached the team before.
Yeah.
He's not your typical, how should I put this, new NHL coach.
Okay, why?
He's very rough. He yells a lot. He has more sound bites than John Tortorella. This is a coach that if you think Torts is difficult to work with, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Baby. Sorry, just had to get that one in there. Sorry about that.
I think the main reason why they did this, though, is Calgary is currently 5th in the division, 2 points behind Montreal.
Okay.
And they only split the series against Ottawa.
Okay.
I think they felt that was their chance to catch Montreal.
Yeah.
And with Montreal, they're not having a great season all of a sudden either.
No, they're not.
It's one of those things that it's interesting to see what's going on here. Yeah. But I think I agree with the firing. I don't know if I agree with the hiring.
With the hiring. So the firing process, Jacob gives 2 thumbs up. The firing process. The hiring process, we might be giving that 2 thumbs down.
More of a
1 up, 1 down, maybe?
Yeah, like an eh.
Okay, like an eh.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be sitting here next week and I'll be like, well, I'm an idiot. Calgary might just go on an absolute tear. I do think Sam Bennett now might not be on the move anymore.
Okay.
Because I remember we've talked about how Sam Bennett wasn't really fitting in the lineup. He was a healthy scratch last game.
Yeah.
but he is Dale Sutter's kind of player.
Okay.
So I think Sam Bennett might get back into the lineup, and I think he's going to make a really big impact under Dale Sutter.
Okay, let's move on, because as you said, we are jam-packed with sports with Jacob and Colette on this Friday, March the 5th. Let's talk a little bit about the Leafs and the shutdowning Oilers, but they lost to Vancouver.
Against the Oilers, I want to start off with the positives here.
Okay.
They were fantastic against Edmonton.
Yeah.
I have never seen Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid so frustrated in their careers.
Okay.
Like, even Draisaitl said to the media, they asked him, "How do you feel about only getting 1 point between the two of you over the 3 games?" He looks right in the camera and goes, "We love it. We love getting 1 point in 3 games." And like,
hang on. Did he roll his eyes the way that you just did as well?
Yes.
Awesome sauce.
And like, seeing that was like, wow, Justin Hall did a phenomenal job shutting down Leon Draisaitl. And TJ Brody kept Connor McDavid in check.
Yeah.
I don't think TJ Brody gets enough credit on this team.
Okay.
He doesn't score, no, but the way he's able to stop people from getting into the zone, you know, like a defenseman, it's kind of their job.
Okay.
If you read the job description on Indeed, would say stop the other team from getting quality chances on the goalie, and like, that's what he does.
Gives it an Indeed shout out. I love it.
And like, let's also give a shout out to the backup goaltenders. Mind you, I know Hutchinson lost in the start against Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Kevin, on me for a second, okay? Don't blame Hutchinson for this game. Like, you're gonna blame your 3rd string goalie who gets the league minimum? How about you score more than 1 goal? What do you think, Colette? Do you think a team should score more than 1 goal to win a game?
Kevin, on me. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Yes, I do. Oh my God. Okay, well, let's talk about that terrible game in Vancouver.
Yeah, like, first of all, I do want to give a shout out to Vancouver on the game.
Do you want to do that straight to the camera?
You know what? Well, Kevin can decide for it. Okay, we're going.
There you go.
But like, I like the way Vancouver played. They were stopping Toronto from doing their stretch passes, which I talked about in News at Night.
Yeah.
On how they need to do that to make sure that Toronto doesn't score. And look, Toronto only got 1 goal, and a nice goal by Peter Engvall, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a huge thing for Vancouver was Demko was lights out.
Okay.
Matthews now hasn't scored in 2 games now, which is very strange.
Yeah.
But like, Matthews had quality chance after quality chance
since the beginning of the season to bank all these points every flipping game. Like,
and is Matthews even 100% right now? We don't know.
Give the man a break.
Oh no, I still think Matthews played a phenomenal game.
Yeah, he did.
But like, I think we have to give Vancouver credit for what they're able to do. But moving to what Toronto didn't do.
Okay, sorry, let's move on. Yep. Okay.
They didn't do the best job at making sure Vancouver couldn't play their game. I felt Vancouver set the tone instead of Toronto.
Okay.
Which is my problem with it.
Absolutely.
And I'm not, like I said, clearly don't blame Michael Hutchinson, but Demko was able to make more key saves than Hutchinson.
Okay.
I think that was a big part of it, but I think the Leafs are going to bounce back on Saturday. They play the Vancouver Canucks again.
Yeah.
I think this is also, you got to remember, it was back-to-back. They had just had the high of beating Edmonton, those 3 games in that fashion.
Okay.
They came out flat. And you know what? You're going to have games like that. Yeah. I think Leaf Nation needs to just relax.
Namaste, guys. Namaste. We're playing this weekend. We're going to win.
I think we will.
I'm calling it. It's going to be 3-1 Toronto Maple Leafs. Anyway, we need to move on. We need to move on. I know, I can say whatever I want. I mean, I wouldn't go to the OLG and put some bets on that. I'm just saying. That's how I'm feeling. Okay, moving on. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to quickly talk about how the NHL has done a really good job at slowing down COVID-19. Currently only have 3 players on the COVID-19 protocol list.
Okay, good.
Which is Ryan Johnson from Nashville, Sidney Crosby from Pittsburgh, and Thomas Hertl from the Sharks.
Okay.
And the NHL also put out a statement earlier in the week saying they will not be postponing seasons any longer.
Good.
Due to the fact that they've done a lot more research and they have a lot more understanding about COVID-19.
Okay.
But I think we got to go to a break.
Yes, we do.
I interviewed someone, didn't I?
You did interview someone. That's coming up right now. You are on the ball, man.
Basketball.
We're going to talk we've got some interviews coming up with Jacob. We are going to talk some Brick Space, who have created little Lego men. If you would like to get your son and daughter, they can actually put them in their favorite jersey. So
stay
tuned. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Welcome back. Today I'm here with Cole McKay to talk about the Be a Hero campaign. How you doing today, Cole?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Enjoying the nice weather while we can.
Absolutely.
And now I just wanted to jump right into this. And why is the Be a Hero campaign so important, and why did you decide to join it?
It's a very important campaign that runs through February and March. Pretty much, Hockey Gives Blood, in partnership with Canada Life and Canada's Lifeline, is trying to reach people from the ages 17 to 35 to try and encourage them to join the stem cell registry, which is very easy to do. There's so many people in Canada that are in need of a stem cell transplant, and if more people can join and get out there and do it, it's way better for everybody. So I think it just helps a lot of people. And then the Be a Hero part of it, you get a free toque, and then Canada Life, I believe, donates, makes a donation every new registrant. So it's a great initiative by them, and I'm just happy that I could be an advocate for it.
Yeah, it really does sound like an awesome campaign. So what made you decide you wanted to become a Hockey Gives Back ambassador?
It was back about a year ago. I was familiar with everything they're doing within the Ontario Hockey League and across Canada, and I always thought if there was any way I can get involved, then I'd do it. And one of my friends, who's now an ambassador as well, Cole Schwent he plays for Mississauga, he reached out to me, and he had the opportunity, or he gave me the opportunity to join. And right away I joined up, and I've learned a lot about how easy giving blood is, and then how easy joining the stem cell registry is. So if I can help even one more person than before, that's amazing for me, and I encourage everyone else to do it. It's just so easy, and it goes such a long way. It can change someone's life. So.
No, that's definitely true, and I think it's awesome too from someone from Sault Ste. Marie who really wants to try and inspire the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's awesome that I'm in a position to do this.
And I also want to ask, when you're doing this, how do you think this will impact people in Sault Ste. Marie with the youth plus the young adults?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. There is currently nowhere in the Soo that you can go donate blood, and that's something that I'm gonna try and vouch for here. It's honestly, I went down south to do it back in the summer, and it was so easy, and something that is definitely encouraged. I'd love the people of Sault Ste. Marie to get involved, and there's always going to be someone that needs blood. So even within the community, I'm sure a lot of people know of somebody who in the past or will run into somebody in the future who will need it. So it would make my day if people in the Soo would continue to get involved and make a difference, because it's just such an amazing thing to do.
So would you say then it'd be important for Sault Ste. Marie to get a blood clinic back once again, especially now with the world we're in with COVID-19?
Absolutely. Obviously, this summer was a little bit different. It wasn't really the time to kickstart a building like that. But in the future, definitely, I think if they can make it happen, they should. And it's like I said before, I'll keep saying it. It's just so easy. Like, you walk in there, little survey about your basic health, and make sure your blood is healthy, and then you just sit there for 15 minutes while your blood drains out of you, and it's ready to give someone who really needs it. And if it could be uncomfortable for some people, but just coming from my experience, it was an amazing thing, and it just felt so good to know that my blood was going somewhere that needed it.
Well, no, I think too it's definitely important from somebody who is considered like idolized in the sporting community. I know you're on the Greyhounds, and us here, especially in Sault Ste. Marie, we really support our Soo Greyhounds. So I think it is important for someone like yourself to be spreading such a positive message.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what Hockey Gives Blood is all about. It's trying to get people like me in the OHL and in all junior hockey, and even down the minor leagues, that can be a face for the community to look up to and to get their message from. So I'm just happy that I'm in a position to do it again. So they're doing a really good job at getting the word out, and I think bringing in the hockey community, we're such a strong community, and it's doing a great job.
No, the hockey community definitely is a strong community, especially someone like myself I'm really a big part of the sports community, and I think it is really important for someone from this community to be spreading this message. Now, if I was looking to donate blood, what steps would I need to take?
Just head over to the website. They just ask you a few questions about your age and kind of health you're in, but after that, it's just kind of, you go to the nearest place that's near you, they set it all up for you. And then once you go from there, you just walk it straight into the place. Like I said, do a quick questionnaire again, sign in, and then you're on your way and you sit in a little chair. And the people there are so friendly and they make it a nice, healthy environment. And there's snacks for you after and everything. So it's really awesome.
No, it sounds like a great experience. And just before we finish here, is there any other key messaging you wanted to get out to the public in Sault Ste. Marie?
I'm going to continue to say it, just how easy it is. It's I got the website here, but it's just so easy, and it's just such a nice feeling to know that the blood that you have in your body can be transferred to someone else who really needs it and can really save their life. And I know there's a lot of stories out there that is the case where they get a blood transplant and it really saves their life. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. That's what got me so involved in this. And like if more people can understand how easy it is and how far it goes is the biggest thing for me. So it's not really too difficult to get behind an initiative like this. So.
No, definitely. And Cole, I want to thank you so much for taking the time today to spread this message. I think it's a really important message that needs to be sent to the community.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. And the website is just www.blood.ca. So
perfect.
Yeah, Canadian Blood Services, they make it really easy for everyone. So
well, thank you very much, Cole, and we'll be right back right after this commercial break.
Welcome back. This is 705 Sports with Jacob and Colette. It is Friday, March the 5th, and we are rocking this sports section, I think. I mean, really, that interview was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, no, it was great to see someone so young who was taking such a strong stance toward everything.
19 years old. And he's from the Sioux, right winger. Gotta love him. Okay, actually, I'd like to know if it's McKay or Mackay.
McKay.
McKay. The Scottish people, we say Mackay, but I think he's M-A-C, right? So, okay, anywho, moving on. We want to share with you the Brickspace, who is a local business, and it's a Lego business. You can go to Brickspace. I'm going to get the website for you in a minute, and I'm going to use my phone right now. Sorry. The Brickspace Twin Sioux Bricks Custom Hockey Player Minifigures. Now, we are going to be showing some of these figures right now. And what you can do is you can have your children's face put on these little cute Lego people, Souples, we'll call them, people from the Sioux. And you can get their favorite jersey added onto them. And we're going to also share the flyer right now as well. Ding. And from that, you will have all your information, and we will post that to SiouxOnline.com. Let's get back to some sports with our sports analyst, Jacob Moore.
Well, first of all, I want to say that's awesome with Brickspace. I think that's really cool. I think it's great, too. It's something to actually give your kids, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
But let's move into the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to move in. We're moving into their house.
My favorite subject.
But the trade deadline is only 1 month away. Do you think the Leafs should add A, sandpaper, B, scoring power, or C, defense?
I'm glad you asked me this question, Jacob. Now, if you had asked me this question last year or in the last, well, I'm 43, so I'll say it. In the last 43 years, I would say defense. I am going to say we need some scoring power.
You're going to say scoring power?
I am. I'm going to scoring power.
See, I feel sandpaper.
Why?
Look at the difference when Wayne Simmons is not in the lineup versus when he is in the lineup.
Okay.
I think it's a problem if Wayne Simmons isn't in the lineup. We
like
just don't
Wayne.
hit. I love Wayne
I know
Simmons.
you
Like,
do.
I mean, I think arguably he was one of the smartest signings at the free agency. Like, well, which Kyle Dubas did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. Normally, I would have said defense, but with picking
Yeah.
up Brody and Bogosian,
Yeah.
I don't really know if we need any more defense.
They've done a really good job with the D, I do believe. I mean, well, just look at the team this year. So,
Like, who I would like to see the Leafs get, we talked about him in the first segment, how now he might not be on the move.
Yeah.
I would love Sam Bennett.
okay.
The guy hits, he fights, he's a good center, he can play on the wing, he kills penalties. He would be a fantastic bottom six forward.
Okay.
So I would love to see the Leafs get him.
Okay.
I don't know if they will.
Should I change my answer now?
No, I mean, there's not. You're actually on the majority of most
I'm
sports
just wondering.
shows.
No,
Like,
I just feel like you said, Austin Matthews, he's always throwing up points every game. He's not throwing up points, as many points in the last couple of games. Where are other guys picking up or lacing up their skates? Come on, let's go. Like, let's get that puck in the back of the net.
But see, I more blame guys like John Tavares than
I was gonna say
he
Johnny
needs to
T.
step
I
up
really do
instead
believe
of.
that.
We're paying him over $10 million and he does nothing 5-on-5.
Yeah, I was actually, if Kevin left the camera on me a little bit longer, I was going to say that number 91 needs to elevate his status and get some more, I don't know, some more puck action there in the back of the net. Like, come on, Johnny T, I love you. Let's go. Let's go.
And I know you're not a big William Nylander fan, but
I
he
am
has been on
so not a
fire
Nylander
of
fan.
lately.
So not.
William Nylander's been on fire. Zach Hyman's been on fire.
Yeah.
Mikheyev
I
is
like
finally getting some pucks in the net. I love Zach Hyman.
Yeah, he's great.
But John Tavares almost feels like the odd man out.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they're going to move Tavares because there's no way in HE double hockey stick that they're going to move John Tavares. Because, like, he has a no movement clause and he's over a $10 million cap hit.
HE double hockey stick.
It's
Man,
PG programming
That just
children.
brought back my elementary school years. Thank you, Jacob, for that. Okay, let's move along because I mean, I could talk Leafs all day, every day, but I'm not too sure everybody else wants to. So what else do we got?
We got the LA Kings have won 6 of their last 8. This was brought to my attention by a viewer in Ottawa, actually.
Oh, my favorite city.
Shout out to TJ Fountain.
Hi, TJ Fountain.
But
That's an awesome name.
he's been saying to me, why aren't you talking about the Kings? They've won, at the time they had been on a 6-game winning streak. Now, mind you, they've lost 2 straight now.
Yeah.
But no one thought the LA Kings would be towards the top of the division.
No.
If we could rewind the clock, we'll get a DeLorean, somehow get it to 88 miles an hour.
DeLorean.
Would you think the LA Kings would be towards the top of their division?
No, I would not.
I wouldn't either. Drew Doughty is looking...
Yes, I would not. You know, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but instead of a DeLorean, as you so kindly, eloquently put it, I'd like to call Marty McFly and go back to the future. Go back and then forward after we do that.
And he drove the DeLorean.
He did. Yes, he did. Anyways, back to Jacob with his common sense and sports analyst brain.
But what surprises me, my brother and I
Hi, Dan.
have this argument all the time.
Okay.
I always say Drew Doughty's extremely overrated.
What?
But instead, I guess you're on Dan's side. But he's actually been playing
snap.
extremely well this season.
No, I call BS on that call. No way. However, Dan, I do know that you're a Dion Phaneuf fan, so we need to talk about that in our wing night. But I will tell you that no, Drew Doughty, I love Doughty.
And see, I'm not a big fan of Drew Doughty, to be honest with you. I find he's very hit and miss, which actually
Well, HE double hockey sticks.
that's a little sneak peek in the next week when we bring in talking about the Team Canada defense for the Olympics. Will Drew Doughty be on my list?
He'll be on mine. There's a little foreshadowing.
But I think we got to move on to what's happening on Saturday.
Okay.
We got a lot of puck action.
Puck action.
Action with the puck. As you can even see on our lovely logo, there's a puck there.
On the 7-0 Spikes with Jacob and Colette. Okay, got
Let's start breaking down one of your favorite teams, the Habs versus the Jets. I know she's such a big Habs fan. Like, we got to hold back the energy here.
Oh, you mean
Relax.
the toilet seat that they got sitting on the front of their shirt? Sure, let's talk about that.
So let's start up with the Habs.
Okay.
Wake up.
Oh, boom.
I told Vancouver they needed to smell the coffee. I think you need 10 shots of espresso. You've only won 1 game under the new coach. So you go, oh, you know what? Must be the goaltending coach's fault. Fire the goaltending coach. You lose 2 straight with that coach.
Okay.
So wake up and slow down the Jets.
Okay.
The Jets are a high-flying team. They're now up to 2nd in the division.
Okay.
So, like, I hate saying, as a Leaf fan, you need the Habs to win this game. I know that feels weird.
Oh my God, I just don't think I can go along with that. I really don't. What's the point differential? What are we sitting at for points in the standings as of today? Do you know, between the Leafs and the Habs?
We'll have that up on your screen so you actually know, not just me
aren't
thinking.
you just smart?
But,
aren't you just the smartest?
For the Jets, though, they're going to want to make sure they are flying on all cylinders.
All
and
right,
I would
cool.
say they're going to want to score early and often against Montreal because they've had inconsistent goaltending.
Okay.
And I think they're going to want to out-hit the Jets. I mean, out-hit the Habs. They need to out-hit themselves.
Well, they need to out-hit the Jets when they play them too, but eventually. Not right now. Maybe if they make it past the first round.
But now, let's go to the matchup that I know you and I are at least going to be watching on Saturday night.
I know where this one's going.
Leafs versus the Canucks.
Yes!
So, for the Leafs to win, they did some things I liked the last game. But what I didn't like, they were getting lots of shots on Demko, but not a lot of traffic. When you watch the game against Edmonton, Zach Hyman made Mike Smith so angry. Mike Smith took a penalty because he kept punching him in the head.
That was not
So, like, get traffic in front.
Yeah.
And what happened to the entries from the defense? Because that was gone last game. Let's get that back.
I don't know, but I am going to say that Johnny Tavares, because we do feel that our studio is buzzed by the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, because we quite frankly have all the right information for you to win. So if you do have those bugs turned up, I'm going to say, Johnny T, you're going to score one this weekend. I know it. I feel it. You're going to come up, you're going to elevate, and you're going to make that C why we put that C. We
did it.
Put that C on your jersey. Make us proud, like Wendell Clark is wearing it still. Oh my God.
Oh, Wendell Clark. I miss Wendell Clark.
We should have just a 5-second moment of silence for Wendell Clark. The best captain I've ever seen. Anyway, going on.
We got to move on though, to how the Canucks in Magic Land would somehow win this game.
Okay.
Demko needs to stay solid because Demko was, as much as I wish the Leafs got more traffic in front of him, Demko was rock solid. And speed is key, my friends. If you're the Vancouver Canucks, flying up and down the ice.
Okay.
And we got to quickly touch on the Battle of Alberta. It's been a bit of a disappointment this year so far. Not as physical as I was looking for. But for the Flames, let's get that physicality up. Slow down Edmonton's top six.
Okay.
And for Edmonton, this is a redemption game after they played so bad against the Leafs. And get scoring again.
Get scoring again.
You can do it.
You can do it. We will be back next week with more sports on 705 Sports with Jacob Colette. Go for the Leafs. Go Leafs, go. Yeah.
See you guys next week.
We out.